What's going on, y'all? Eagles got the dub, but this one, it wasn't positive, but we're going to talk about it. No intro or anything. Let's just get straight into it. We won the game. 22-16. Defense still held another team under 20 points. It was just so sloppy, man. Like, this was like the ultimate trap game, but we won. It was the ultimate trap game, but we won. It felt like we were supposed to lose that game. Defense, it did its job, but there were a lot of missed tackles, man. There were potential sacks, as everybody's seen the game-winning drive by the defense. Like, Josh Sweat had Bryce Young right there and couldn't bring him down. Just simply couldn't bring him down. And there was a lot of that this game. I'm like, when we got our hands on Lamar Jackson, just last week we was bringing him down. But Bryce Young is the guy y'all can't bring down all of a sudden. Just didn't make sense, It was the ultimate trap game, like everybody was saying. But we won the game. We won the game. Again, 22-16. Defense, it showed up when it was time to. Darius Slay, before like what he was doing at the end of the game, fourth quarter, I'm like, yo, this got to be one of Darius Slay's worst games as an Eagle, as far as getting beat, PIs. He just wasn't good, and I can't let Cooper DeJean off the hook. He wasn't good this game either, surprisingly. Adam Thielen, being the veteran he is, he just was outschooling and outsmarting Cooper DeJean. Like, this was the first game, and we knew these things were going to happen. This was the first game I was like, yeah, Cooper DeJean looked like a rookie, and that's okay because it didn't cost us the game. It's things he can learn from. And, again, Adam Thielen been in this thing for a lot of years, and he was just outschooling him. Like, it was one play. It looked like Cooper DeJean got fooled and thought it was going to be a run play, got beat. Adam Thielen coming across the middle and caught the ball. So stuff like that, it was just, I don't know. Like, even Nakobe Dean, like, this is the first time in a while I've talked about Nakobe Dean having a bad game. Speaking of missing tackles on Bryce Young, right? It was a couple plays where it felt like he had him squared up and just couldn't get him. But when we played Jaden Daniels, he was getting them down. So it's just like, it was one of those rare games. It's like, I don't know. If Panthers make certain plays, they can win this game. But good enough, their best receiver didn't show up. That Leggett dude, he just did not show up. So I swore, I'm like, yo, that's a touchdown. And he juggled the ball at the end and incomplete. The Panthers were better than us on third down, fourth down. Jake Elliott reverted back to his old self, couldn't make field goals. It was terrible. We relied on our punter to pin them down at the one, then relying on Jake Elliott to kick like a 55-yarder. So that lets you know what we feel about Jake Elliott. And I will say this. You got to bring in competition. This late in the season, you have to bring in competition for Jake Elliott because it's coming down to playoff time. And we can't have Jake Elliott doing that. But again, far as the defense, held them under 20 points, held them to 16. Holding them to 16 is good enough. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, to me, he had one of his better games, a quarter pick. He was the tone setter. He got hurt a lot this game, but good enough he was able to come back in. But C.J. Gardner-Johnson did a really good job. Tristan McCullum wasn't that good today at all. You start missing Reed Blankenship after a while. So, these things happen. It just overall was sloppy. And that offense, man, I got to talk about what the critics been saying. They were saying, like, yo, if it comes down to, like, we need to pass and win, we don't know. They don't know if we can do it. And when I look at that game, I was asking those same questions. I would say this, the first quarter or whatever, I think some of the fans was going overboard about Jalen Hurts or whatever. But Jalen Hurts wasn't that good. He wasn't that good. I ain't saying like he should be benched or anything, but you got to call a spade a spade. Like, we won the game and it sounded like we're talking about a loss, but trust me, I'm happy we won. Detroit just had 2 games like this. They squeaked by. We just had our first game we squeaked by. It happens. But, you got to be critical from time to time. And, again, Jalen Hurts taking sacks, making wrong RPO reads. I think we got to delay a game towards the end. Knowing our kicker has been bad. It was guys running open. He just wasn't seeing it. The O-line wasn't that great, to be honest. Mekhi Becton wasn't that great. Landon Dickerson. They was doing great run blocking. They were run blocking, but the pass blocking, to be fair, it wasn't that good. And to be fair to the pass blocking, Jalen Hurts was holding the ball too long. So it just, all around, it was just, I don't know. And it just trickled down because I don't think Kellen Moore or Nick Sirianni were calling the best plays. And them not calling the best plays, the O-line wasn't doing what they were supposed to do for us pass blocking, and then Jalen Hurts wasn't doing what he's supposed to do, throwing the ball. He was holding the ball too long. Like, there were throws that were there, but he's holding it too long. Like, he in college, waiting for these dudes to run, wide open. You know how NFL go. You got to throw them open. And it was a couple times I thought A.J. Brown was just wide open. See, I got to see the all 22 because they saying, like, the first drive, A.J. Brown was streaking down for a touchdown, and Jalen Hurts decided to dump it off. See, I wasn't at the game. I didn't see those things. I'm like, that happened? So, again, man, the passing game wasn't working. The positive about the offense, like I said, the pass blocking and all that wasn't working, but the run blocking and stuff was still there. Shout out to Saquon Barkley breaking the record. Oh, I can't forget about Grant Calcaterra either. Grant Calcaterra had a really good game. He tends to play really well when Dallas Goedert not there. He found ways to get open. He's very reliable. He plays like a number one when it's time to be a number one. But as a number two, he just, I don't know. I don't know about Grant Calcaterra as a number two, but when his role, and they like, yo, you're the number one today, he steps up. I got to give him a lot of credit for that. But back to Saquon Barkley, congratulations, broke the record. I think if we just ran Saquon Barkley a lot this game, it could have easily been a blowout, but you got to save Saquon for the latter of the season. And we shouldn't have to use Saquon Barkley that much. But another game we had to use him. It's just like, okay. Again, man, this game was, it was a frustrating game. It was frustrating, but I was happy that we squeaked out with a win. Again, these things happened. I said the Panthers were going to be a fight because every single game they've been fighting. You had to think of the Chiefs. And I think even before them, they fought. They fought against us. But we found the way to win that game. We found the way to win that game. It was just a ridiculous game. Like, it was an unusual game. Now, if I seen certain tendencies that I was seeing in last games or the last couple games or whatever, but this game was just like, oh, you missing tackles again. Oh, it's a lot of penalties again. It just was like, we were sloppy. We were sloppy. But for a trap game to come out with a win, hey, man, look, Detroit is still mad about that. Washington is still mad about that. They could talk about the statistics and all this and all that. We won the game. But again, I have to be critical on certain things. But that's all I got for you guys today. Tomorrow I probably have like stats on my hand. I probably focus on certain players or whatever. But I just had to talk about the general stuff. And the general stuff is, of course, Jalen Hurts didn't have his best day. He just did not. You just got to call it is what it is. It was guys running open. And I don't know, man. He just wasn't throwing them open. Unusual missed tackles. Of course, the flags wasn't going that way. That just don't have. It just haven't been happening for us. Like the Grant Calcaterra face mask, ref standing right there, didn't call it, but that just is what it is. At the end of the day, we did things to beat ourselves. We did things to beat ourselves, and we still won. But this is Eagle Al, man. I'm out.